Hello and welcome. It is Sunday, it is afternoon, and I've got some snacks somewhere. So it's time for Morgan and Friends' lazy Sunday afternoon, quote unquote, productivity stream, where sometimes we're productive and sometimes we're not, but we always have snacks. With me today, I have Catechus, who has been reminding me incessantly for the last 20 minutes that it is gushy food time. I also have Coleman and Sako Tumi. Say hello to the nice people.
Howdy,
Hello,
howdy,
nice
howdy.
people.
So, Catechus is pushy and Doc's groceries just showed up. So, we're going to go straight into a sprint and then we'll get started with our normal stuff. Go ahead and drop in the comments what
Yep.
you're working on. Catch you
See you in a
in
few.
20. 3, 2, 1, go. Yes, yes, I know, Catechus. I know. And we're back. How was your sprint?
My sprint was mostly spent doing some self-care, and I got a snack this time.
Nice.
Like a kettle corn sort of situation. And I brought up Canva to make my infographic, and I'm ready for the next sprint.
I hear you. Doc?
I got my groceries in. I got my snack prepared.
Nice.
Got caramel corn today. And I actually had enough time to sit down and managed to clean up one chapter and move on to the next one. So
Nice.
Making good progress. Although this chapter seems to have a lot more leftover notes in it. So
Sure. I delved into trying to fix my Facebook page suspension, and the update is we cleared it on May 22nd, and there's no way to contest again, despite the fact they blocked it again. They suspended my page for impersonating myself, and I can't figure out how to protest it. So, yeah, it's a little frustrating. So, anyhow, let's pop into the chat for a bit. Woo! It's been chatty. Sarah's here. Hello. We have an Amanda. Cora is writing and video editing. Wasn't sure where to start. Devin said, hello, chairs. How's it going? I see y'all have been lifted of the weight you constantly need to uphold. That's great for a change. I think it's because you left your chairs.
I think it's because all of us were ever a chair at the time he was looking.
Right. So Sako is working on an infographic of their belly dance scheduled for the summer. I am stalled in my urban fantasy because I can't figure out my bad guy's motivation, and I'm not 100% sold. I'm looking at the right person to be the bad guy and just flail. My monitor went blank for about 2 seconds. Devin asked if I wanted to share a little, and I would have to share a lot, and it would give away like so much world building. But I do appreciate the offer. I gotta let it percolate a little bit more before I can really push forward. Sarah
if
said
you showed up to writing group earlier, we could have helped you with
that. maybe. I could try to do an published soliloquy by the bad guy to make them tell you why they're doing it. She's a discovery writer, and that works for her. I can't figure, like, I've bounced like 20 different things in my head, and I'm like, okay, I like that, but I don't like where it goes. Like, the path is wrong. So something is not clicking until I get it. My story is just going to turn into tax fraud and school field trips instead of the story I wanted to tell. So
we hate it when that happens.
Right. Sarah writes stuff with plans not to make it public just to figure out where it's going. Yeah, I've definitely done that before, but like this story is fighting me. So, which this conflict is the whole reason I could not figure out before I even started how to outline it. And yeah. I couldn't outline because I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't decide if it was a romance and urban fantasy because I couldn't figure out the main conflict. And so I was worried about the conflict, but I think I really need to focus on the like bad guy's motivation because I usually am person against system rather than person against person. So I've really got to try and delve into why they're doing what they're doing.
Yes.
So once I figure out the why, then I can figure out the what. Because there's like several different ways that are like very similar it can go, but I need their motivation. So anyhow,
is it the kind of thing where you can still do person against system? It's just that there's someone who is there enforcing the system.
Yes, definitely. That's definitely part of the motivation. I think some of it was a treaty signed back during the Civil War, or like during settlement of Virginia. It might be as early as like Virginia Company treaties. So I've got some ideas. I just haven't like.
So you've got a hook. You just need to align the character and the motivation so they follow the arc.
Yeah, my characters don't talk to me, but like I think about it until I'm like, okay, no, that works for the characters in the world, you know.
Okay.
So it's I know what's right, but they're not talking to me. So I got to fight to figure out where it is right now. Yeah, as I said, I tried discovery writing and the end doesn't work and it's flail. Sako reminded me nobody thinks they are the bad guy except Dwan, the real life bad guy. No. Dwan is sus. It's his love for chaos. Oh, I'm sorry. I scrolled on the clock so people couldn't see the timer. I'm sorry about that.
But I figured we still had time because it was still red when it turned green.
Right.
We must be done.
Dwan was very helpful. He said more than a minute, less than 20. Did y'all hear the chimes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A prime example of Moon's love of chaos. So Dwan is Moon for people who are new to the stream. So Dwan is working today, not just chilling, working on the plot points for the next podcast episode that he'll be recording later today and putting a new short on his website. Nice. So Sarah suggested doing interviews with characters to figure out more about them. I'm mentally doing that. I'm like, okay, who are you? Why are you trying to do this? What is your end goal and how are you doing it? So Devin opened his document. Success. Oh, nice. Corey got 283 words with, despite technical difficulties, the V key isn't really working on the keyboard. Ugh.
I hate when that happens. That happened with my old laptop. Is the keyboard went up in smoke.
Copy paste, but I think Control V is the paste. I mean, you can right click. But
you can always remap paste to a different key. But
yeah. So Meta is in fact clown shoes. I should be able to it's suspended, and we reviewed it 2 weeks ago and unsuspended it and then resuspended it. So yeah, it's
clown shoes
fun.
Indeed.
Yeah. Amanda, oh no, Amanda's cat knocked over an entire 32-ounce cup of water. So she spent the sprint trying to contain the mayhem and then stop him from attacking a houseplant and got a little bit of rating in. Oh, nice.
Also, right.
Wow. Sarah's monitor goes blank for 2 seconds, like once a day. Always startles her, but she can't figure out why. I don't know. Mine usually doesn't, but that's got to be super frustrating.
Yep.
So, oh no, Devin's cat's been missing for like 4 days.
That's really, really sad.
Yeah.
Have you heard the litter box theory? Some people swear by like putting the litter box on like the stoop so they can smell it or something and find their own way home. I don't know. It's worth a try. Fingers crossed.
Most of the time cats tend to be territorial, right? So they don't usually go more than a mile outside of what they consider home.
Yeah.
She's an outside pooper. Right, but she has like a territory.
Yeah, definitely. I remember with my old cat, we took him for a walk on a leash once because unlike some cats, he would keep his collar on and not immediately run straight into the road. Sorry, I don't know who I could be talking about right now. Anyway, as soon as we got 4 houses down, he's like, no, this is not in my territory anymore. And he kept looking back, so we took him back.
So done.
Yeah. Sarah asked if there was rough weather. Maybe somebody took her in for safety. I don't know. So, Dwan's screen also does the glitch thing. So, yeah, Devin's like, whenever he walked with her, they returned after like 100 meters.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sarah says her characters don't actually talk to her. She lets them talk on paper. Right. I also opened a document. Don't know what she's doing though. I get it. Only one of the monitors does the okay. Oh no, Dwan's keys have started failing on his laptop. So Bluetooth keyboard. Yeah.
No. I've noticed a weird thing that when I'm playing No Man's Sky on Fridays is when I usually play, but anytime I'm playing, when I first start the game, I will have trouble with my keyboard as it will not recognize me pressing the keys.
Mhm.
Once it gets going, usually it works. But if I do go and switch to anything else, the keys work fine.
That's so frustrating. That's
It's
super
just like
frustrating.
this one game that's supposed to be looking for stuff, looking for those keys to be pressed,
Mhm.
either won't recognize them or will think I'm holding them down, and
Sure.
it's weird.
Yeah. Sarah says there's comfort knowing others live with the stupid screen glitch. And Devin says, if you want a good laptop that lasts, Framework has some cool offerings for use of fixable laptops, can replace everything with one screwdriver. That's super handy. I've been skittish of build your own anything since my childhood. My stepdad put together our computers growing up, and once he installed the motherboard backwards, he once closed the case and totally fried it. He once closed the case on the printer ribbon cable and totally busted it. So several times we would have a computer for like a year or two, and then we would not have a computer for a year or two. So like I'm a software girly, and I totally get that like I should be able to do my own hardware and stuff, but I just wanted to work out of the box. If I wanted to build my own computer, I would be on Unix. Like my dad. So Devin says they do come pre-assembled and they've got step-by-step directions. That's awesome. What systems do they run or whatever? Sarah says the trick to build your own and then have someone who builds professionally put it together at a friend rate. Nice. What's here gaming? Hello and welcome. So
I built my first PC
last
August.
Oh wow.
I did research and I talked to people who had been doing build their own. And the funny thing is I found a lot of people who were really build your own type folks have now gone to pre-builts.
Yeah.
They may spec it out the same, but they're not doing the building themselves. Although the things have changed in the past 20 years since PC owners started talking about, oh, I just build my own. It's so much cheaper because I can get all the parts individually. And it's like now the parts are much more consistent and modular, and it's pretty much a snap build. You kind of have to not be paying attention to the instructions.
Sure.
Break something.
Yeah. So Sarah says, I built the computer from old parts in like 2000, but in 2025, I'm less patient. Yeah, same here.
Thank you, White's here. Thank you.
Yep.
Oh, you had a reading today?
I did.
Oh, nice. Is it recorded?
No.
Can we go back? Oh, okay.
It's recorded. It's not my content. It was for a short story contest.
Oh, nice. Good luck. Or did you win?
No, I was reading the semifinalist.
Ooh, okay. Devin says they come with Windows. You can install what you want. There's no big screwing and constructing. It's one logic board, one case, one display, keyboard, and a few expansion cards. Need HDMI, plug it in. Need Ethernet instead, replace it. Yeah. What I have works as long as I don't water it. So
yes.
Yeah.
Do not
laptops
hydrate.
Don't enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hydrate or dihydrate applies to people, not laptops. Ask me how I know.
Unless you've got a water-cooled machine.
Hydrate or die straight.
Nobody wants to do that. Voit Here Gaming says the one he got destroyed. I'm sorry. Aww. That's frustrating. So anyway, the timer went off like 5 minutes ago and we've been rambling. So let's go ahead and do another sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Chakalaka.
Water framework replaced with water damage to move on. I mean, yeah. And Voit's your gaming learned a lot. Okay. And we're back. How was your sprint?
Good. I've made some progress.
Nice. Doc?
I cleaned up most of another chapter. Just got down to one last note and realized it's like, oh crap, I really should do something with this, and that means I've got to look up data in other parts of the novel. So I've been researching through my own novel, trying to find where I described somebody before.
I get that. I've definitely adding those descriptors into my spreadsheet. So my sprint was spent finding the help and support and report feature on Facebook and describing the issue, my roommate getting home, which I was not expecting quite so early, and then fetching my cat.
Ooh, fun.
You made a break for it.
Because we let him into the garage so he can do his full patrols, but that requires messaging when your roommate's about to get home so she can make sure that the cat is not in the garage, or trap the cat in the garage and say, come in the front door. Either way. Either way. So Sarah was my Twitch admin hero or mod hero, blocking some spammer. So thank you for that. Popping into the comments. Woo! So let's see. Sarah was cheering. Yay! Double N Jen. Is Jen writes romance? Hey, good to see you. Did you have to switch accounts or did you change your name?
Is this a rebranding or
it could be a rebranding? Maybe she's writing other than romance.
Maybe. Sarah said it's getting ready for a storm where she is. If she disappears, it's the Lord's fault. Everybody cheered for Jen being back. You were doing so much, Sako and Janice. Happy for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Devin has chapter 15 published.
Cool.
Boop. Oh, Des isn't here. Let me go ahead and delete that guy. So, okay. So, whoop. Boom. There we go. Okay. Congrats to Devin. Sarah, beat up a spam bot as my hero.
Yeah.
Sarah uses a program called YWriter to keep track of all the details because she can't do it on her own. I get that. Yeah. Cora got 404 words. Nice. Keyboard and fingers are not cooperating. That sounded very cooperative to me.
Yeah, that sounds like they're working together here.
And my mom. Sorry, go ahead.
She is a fast writer usually. She.
Yeah.
Sure.
I seem to remember Cora having some large numbers in the past, but that's a respectable number.
So. Indeed. So, and somebody on my threads page responded to my, is it possible to make brownies in a sous vide for silly wrong people who like the middle part of brownies? With a recipe that worked, and they were excited and described it as sublime. So I'm going back to all my other socials and being like, someone has the answer, so you don't have to. Jen said somebody started calling her that name and it stuck, and right now she's only writing school papers.
But keep on keeping on with the cool stuff, man.
And I totally get that, because when I meet a new person, half the time, if there are multiple spelling options, I will ask which one it is that I am familiar with. I don't know all the spellings for everything. And I'm like, sometimes it helps me remember. And then I'm like, and you're going to change clothes and be in a totally different spot, and I'm going to forget your name. But I'm going to try. So, I was not hating on soft cookies, Dwan. I was preferring the edges of the brownie. And I thought there was an all edges pan for us edge brownie lovers. And I was just curious if there was an option for the middle brownie lovers.
Yes.
I was looking out for y'all. So, and Amanda got 370 words in that sprint. Nicely done. And is wrapping up a chapter. Dwan is like, give me some side eye.
Seems unconvinced.
Dub me an edgelord because I like the edges of the brownie.
Right.
Dwan is unconvinced. I'm saving the middles for you. So, I just have friends
I love the middles.
who are horrible and will cut like an uneven chunk out of the middle of the brownie that is not symmetrical and is like, partially because they're not waiting for it to like fully harden.
That's just evil, though, is to cut random chunks out of the middle of the brownie.
I know.
That's evil.
They do it mostly to mock me.
Not to mock you, but
these are not people you need in your life.
They still save me the edge pieces. So we're good.
They save you the edge pieces.
But yeah,
someone's gonna eat the innards.
That's what I'm saying. So yeah.
Edges and the inners.
Let me. So the fudge brownie recipe came from a defunct fine cooking website. So it's from like web.archive.org, but I'll toss the link in for y'all in case you were curious. So okay. This is still done in the oven. This is not actually sous vide.
Okay.
And subs. This person subs 1/3 of the cocoa for black cocoa to give it more depth. So, yeah, no, of course it would be butter and egg forward with relatively little flour. I have made gluten-free cookies. I understand that when you cut the flour, it gets denser. My dad makes a chocolate torta that has no flour and just nuts and chocolate. And when you cut the flour,
I love torts.
It gets dense. So dense. So, but it's close to an all middles brownie. So, okay.
As long as it's not a burned brownie, we're good.
Devin says, "Isn't rice in a cooking bag basically sous vide for cheap?" Yeah. It's just water, and you put the food in the bag, and you can maintain it at a certain temperature. But you can't get hotter than water boils at.
Yeah.
So baking is challenging, sous vide style. Meat, however, it's great, especially if you have like a large group coming through. So it's all done, but not overdone.
Okay.
And you can maintain it at a certain temperature. And usually you have like a 12-hour window, and then you toss it on the stove the stovetop to brown both sides and serve. So.
Okay, so you basically cook it. You cook it inside out, and then throw it on a grill to sear in the edges. Okay.
Pretty much. I mean, everybody has a different method, but yeah, that's what I've heard. So.
Sorry, I'm still working.
I get that. So, sous vide is in fact watertight. I occasionally get rice in steamable bags that just cooks fine. And I have a rice cooker, but I don't usually put rice in I think I've seen them, but that's not how I usually do rice.
So I'm not really familiar with the term sous vide. It sounds like you put your stuff in a bag, seal the bag,
vacuum seal it.
Put the bag in water and boil the water.
And it's a device about. It looks almost like the size of a water bottle, like a narrow one, and it just brings up the temperature of the water and keeps it there.
Okay, so basically you're cooking over time at a constant temperature with no added or loss of water, which is why it's difficult for brownies, because moisture bakes out of the dough.
Right. And also, you can't get over what temperature does water boil at? Like 200 something degrees?
212 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius.
Yeah. Yeah. So the challenge is
Okay.
multitude.
Oh, it's boiling bag.
It is. And I've heard a lot of even high-end restaurants do it so that they can have faster turnaround on steaks and stuff.
Mhm.
And they have like different bins for like rare versus medium rare versus like, yeah. A friend of mine usually has 2 going, one for his mom who likes hers
dead,
medium well, and
Yeah.
everybody else likes medium rare. So Devin says, theoretically, in an airtight pressure cooker, you could do it and superheat the water. Yeah, but nobody wants scalding hot, steamy water under pressure because the fail condition is not enjoyable for anyone.
No.
And there are other ways to do this. So, okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and do another sprint. What do you think?
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Chakalaka.
And we're back from a surprisingly long sprint of unknown length. I'm sure I could go back in the logs and look, but anyway, we're back. I don't know why it froze.
It was extra timey-wimey.
It paused at like 13 minutes and 43 seconds for time. So, how was your sprint?
Good. Apparently, I'm going to have a part 2 to my infographic.
Yeah. Nice.
And I made good progress.
Yay.
I think I finished up. Dear goodness, I finished up the last of the notes that I was looking for the previous session.
Mm-hmm.
Added a small bit of text to that chapter, cleaned up the next 2 chapters, and started on one after that.
Major snaps. Oh my goodness. That's incredible. So Devin tried to get my attention. But
times.
I was being productive and not, but like he spoke at 5:54.
Yep.
And I got it started at 5:56. So, but he said it's been off for way over 10 minutes. So unclear. Bonus sprint time.
Yep.
Cora got 581 words. Nicely done. Despite fumbling fingers. And Amanda got 556 words. Finished the chapter and started the next one. Nicely done. Oh my goodness. So well done. I played Homescapes Bejeweled.
Okay.
And I looked at my magic trees. So like the schools of magic and stuff, and I'm trying to decide what my mage has. I think if I can, I just need something. So I'm like, maybe if I decide what her magic is, that'll help me figure it out. So I consider it like in the background of my head is processing, and someday it'll come to the forefront and I can move forward with the story. So
I am being visited by a kitty.
Aww.
So that is why I'm like
Why you're leaning at a frame.
I have a meow face also visiting.
Whoa.
Whoa. Hi, baby. Yes, I know. You are a handsome kitty, aren't you? You're the most handsome kitties.
I had a kitty.
All the handsome kitties.
Got moved so that my wife could sit next to me.
What?
Yep. See?
That space is for kitties, not for wives. Didn't you know this?
She disagrees.
Clearly. Wait, which? The cat or your wife?
My wife.
Oh, goodness. So, yes. I think he thinks it's treat time, despite already having gushy food.
Is this the frequent refrain of the second gushy food committee?
No. Gushy food is lots of loud meows. Pawing at me when I sit down at my desk is him being like, you're at your desk. Clearly, it's time for treats. Because I give him treats when I go to work in the morning. And I'm like, no, you don't get treats every time I sit down at a computer. Like, if I go to the bathroom and come back, you don't get more treats. That's not how this works.
Yeah. And the work computer is a different computer. This is the wrong computer.
Oh, no. It doesn't matter which computer I sit at. He's like, treat time.
Oh.
Every time I sit down to work. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It depends how persistent he is and how much patience I have, really.
How much of a soft touch you are today.
Hi, baby. Yes, you are a kitty, aren't you? So Dewan has his notes for the podcast. He'd done follow-ups with potentially Sako and the Moon guests and is about ready to update the website for the aforementioned exclusive short story.
Ooh.
Nicely done. My podcast brother-in-law has prepped my next 2 weeks worth of podcasts. So
Yay!
I'm back. And I'm on
You're back.
Yay. This past week I had writing and illustrating comics notes from the Imaginarium panel that Sako was on. So as I'm not a comic or illustrator, but I have absorbed a ridiculous number of webcomics and other ridiculous number of web comics, but also a fair number of actual
written comics. Yeah.
/ trade. Yes, you are a cat. Sorry, I'm being stalked right now. My mom sent me a link for a cover to go over the keyboard so the cat can't sit on the keyboard. And I was contemplating getting one until I realized they are acrylic and $51. And I'm like, what? Surely there's something cheaper. Also, I can touch type here. Also, and then I realized the main issue isn't my punk, sitting on the actual keys. The main problem is him sitting between me and the keyboard, which I can usually solve by pulling the laptop to the edge of the desk so there's no space, and then he moves.
So is this cover like a hard cover so the cat lies above the keyboard instead of on the keyboard?
It's shaped like this. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bridge over your keyboard.
Bridge over troubled keyboards.
Bridge over troubled keyboards. Indeed. Some of them are really tight, so your hand slides in there, but the one I was looking at was a little more spacious. But I Googled and I Amazoned, and I was like, $50 to $81. I can build something. And also, maybe that's not actually the problem I have. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if it was like one of those skins that goes over the keyboard to keep stuff from getting between the keys, or if it was actually something hard that the cat lies on instead of the keyboard.
Yeah. And it's clear, so people who need to see their fingers can, make sure their fingers are in the right spot or whatever.
And it's clear so people who need to see the keyboard still can't because the cat's lying on it.
Well, also when the cat's not lying on it, do you only move it when the cat comes over? Yeah, no. So, hi. Yes, you are very handsome. Do we need to make sure Mama has all the attention on you?
I have heard that people have had much more success with having a decoy keyboard for the cat to lie on.
No, I have never had success with that. I had 2 different laptops set up, and whichever one I was facing is the one he would go sit on. He understands what's happening. My cat is not as dumb as decoy cat keyboard people's cats, I guess.
Oh. Once upon a time, my wife had a PC, and she actually had a decoy keyboard. She had a regular keyboard in a drawer. And the cat that we had at that time would love to get between her and the monitor. So she had a decoy keyboard on a tray above the real keyboard, and he would lie on that, and he would be happy all day.
Which is totally fine. But no, Catechus wants to be between me and what I'm looking at, so I will pay him more attention. So, yeah. Hey, Devin says, I got a keyboard locking program that only unlocks when I type unlock. Yeah, that he doesn't get on the keyboard. He just gets between me and the screen so I can't see anything. 2, maybe 3 times he's hit keys instead, but it's not a common occurrence. It's more of a block than a...
Kind of like when Trill climbs up here on my chest and wants to stand there. And it's like, I can still see the monitors, but I can't see...
otherwise, yeah.
Keyboard. So if my hand gets out of place, I'm screwed. I can't type.
Can't you? Doesn't your home keys have a raised bump?
They have a raised bump, but it's not as raised. It's a
clear nail polish. I had a keyboard that didn't have any bumps, and it drove me crazy. So I put a drop of clear nail polish on them. So
actually,
I was taught to touch type in keyboarding class back in the day.
This is a fully customized keyboard. I could probably replace out those keys with ones that had more prominent markers, but
sure. So we only have 10 minutes left. Do we want to do a 10-minute sprint? Do we want to chat? Do we want to
chat?
Okay.
I'm voting for chat. I have overachieved. I was planning to have 2 weeks to finish cleaning this thing up. If I do one more chapter a day, it'll only take me a week. I'll finish it next Sunday.
Nice. That's awesome. I'm super excited for you. So, that was some massive progress today.
Yeah. Well,
so
I mean, I dealt with as many of the notes as I could during editing.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
but there were some that I left that were like, I don't know what to do with this.
Sure. Okay. So how many shows do you have this summer, Sako?
8, 9.
Nice.
So like one a week?
Maybe even 10. More like I have a few, like Imaginarium I'm performing 2 days.
Right.
Darbukistan I'm performing 3 days.
Ooh. Are you only doing
then
solos?
I've got stuff at Penzek. Actually at Imaginarium I'm in my first troupe.
Ooh. So are y'all gonna have time to practice? Because I'm sorry we can't come Wednesday. I don't have the vacation time for that.
It's fine. It's
okay.
fine.
Okay.
We'll figure it out. We'll be there Thursday. So.
Yeah. So I will have my car packed and ready to go when you get here on Thursday. So we can just roll out as soon as rush hour is done.
Yeah.
So we should be getting in. Hopefully, if traffic gods cooperate, we get in and then get dinner. But, if we have to stop sooner, we can. So, yeah. 7 turns, 9 hours.
9 hours.
Yeah. I was making fun. All the locals, it's a lot more turns to get there. But, we get on 66. We go till it hits 81. We take 81 till it hits 64. We take 64 until it hits Louisville, Kentucky. And it's 2 turns off the exit.
Yep.
So 7 turns. Yeah. John's just like...
He's like, I've heard it so many times.
Sorry. Oh, it just reminds me of, there's a pop country song where it's like 3,000 miles in one left turn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I think of every time I think about it. So.
Cool.
Oh, stretch time?
Yeah. Sure. You're stretching your kitty.
Oh.
I've been dancing in my chair a lot lately.
Oh, that is not your water, Catechus. That is mama water.
And yesterday I got caught dancing in my chair. By Greg, who stood in the doorway watching me without my knowing.
Oops.
Yeah. I was super embarrassed. Yeah.
Hi. Do you say hi to the people? No.
But I gotta learn this music. I gotta.
I'm not sure I get the embarrassed part. It's like you're jamming out. You're doing stuff. Hey.
Juan said it was his fault for encouraging me to say it last year. Yes, you are a handsome kitty, aren't you, baby? Of course you are. Do you want mama lap time? Is that what this is? Amanda says, don't be embarrassed. Dance it out.
Yep. Dance like nobody's watching.
Or dance like you know what you're doing and don't mind if anybody's watching.
Oh, no. Do everything like you know what you're doing and don't.
Yeah.
Yes, you are a handsome kitty. You're the most handsome kitty. Look at those whiskers. They're so majestic. So majestic.
Oh, he's...
If I wiggle my fingers, he'll watch them. So I can get y'all to have a nice, good look at him. Yeah, you are a handsome one. You need mama attention, don't you, baby? Okay, I'm going to give him treats. I'll be back. Y'all talk for a second.
Okay, for a second. Hey, guys. Yeah, so that is basically my June going into July, going into August. I am...
Your summertime job is dancing.
My summertime job is dancing.
Yeah.
It would be cool if I got paid more, but...
It would always be cool if we got paid what we were worth.
But I don't dance for money. I dance because I like dancing. So might as well invite people to the party I'm having over here.
Yep.
I did not give him treats. In his defense, you could see the bottom of his bowl.
Oh my.
So, like, I mean, clearly he deserves a better quality of mama. So, and I really should clean his water bowl. So that will be after the stream. I will be giving him a fresh water bowl. So he will hopefully stop drinking out of mine. A friend of mine's like, you should just set up cups for him and put them on the ground so he'll drink out of those instead of you. And I'm like, no.
Topple?
No, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, anti-topple.
Oh. I put the cups with like a roll of either painter's tape or duct tape and then use it as a cup holder on my desk.
Mm-hmm.
It's an and. Because
it's a topple suppression device.
Yeah. I know. I should just get something with a lid. And I do have stuff with lids, but I find lids annoying a lot of times, especially when I'm going through water and yeah. So, and the metal straw like clicks on my teeth and meh. I didn't feel like it.
I noticed a mutual friend of ours, his mom has a, like, not rubber, but like a soft, like, thing that you put on your metal straw so it doesn't like chip your teeth.
It's like a
That's not bad. That's not bad. So although I mean, before we went to Balticon, I switched out for a plastic straw. So I wouldn't be waking you up in the night.
I appreciate that.
Not a disposable plastic straw, but like a permanent.
No. Yeah. A permanent one. That was from a different water bottle thing.
No, I'm just making the clarification for the audience. So.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, I saw that the internet got into an argument about whether or not a straw has one or two holes, and I'm like, clearly one. It just Yep.
I've got one of these water bottles that
hold it up a little. Yeah.
That nice. There we go. That as a rubberized tip, so you're not clanking your teeth, but it's got a that and a plastic straw that goes down to the bottom, so you drink it from the bottom up. But
sure. I find the ones that
cons, and I drink a ton of water.
Oh yeah, hotels are so dry, dry. Because otherwise, they would have to be dealing with mold issues. No. I prefer dry over mold, so but yeah, I find the screw lids are so annoying to get lined up, and then they don't seat right, and it takes me 3 tries, and I go backwards half a turn and then go forward, and that usually helps. But yeah, so I swear I can put lids on things. I'm not incompetent. I just find it annoying.
Tidy, lefty loosey. Like.
Oh no! I find if I do a half a turn backwards, it helps line up threads.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will admit that is one of the problems with this bottle is that if you don't get the threads lined up properly and it's not sitting flat, you can tighten it up and it will seem tight, but though it will leak around the threads.
Yeah. So they can be annoying.
Yeah.
Anyway, a good water bottle is hard to find. Everybody wants something different out of their water bottle.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we hit time.
Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Who are you? Where can we find you? Peace out, yo.
Hey, I'm Sako Tumi, also known as Voit, not Voit.
What?
Voit.
Voit.
I mean, if
German.
You see it spelled, it's VOIT, so you know.
Yeah, it's not French, it's German.
Hooked on phonics gets you.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I write horror, and I'm jaunting into paranormal romance land. And yeah, so keep an eye on me on Substack or Facebook or Blue Sky or any of those things that you can find via Google. If you Google Sako Tumi or Psycho Sako or Voit, you can find all my stuff. So, like, make contact sometime. I would love to chat at you.
Yay. Doc?
And I am Doc Coleman. I write steampunk comedy adventure. If you're interested in finding out more about me or my writing, you can go to your favorite search engine and search for Doc Coleman Steampunk, because otherwise you're going to find a bunch of books about Doc Holliday and there's a gunfight at the OK Corral. But searching on Doc Coleman Steampunk will help you find my Amazon author page. It will also help you find my website at doccoleman.com. While you're at the Amazon author page, you can see samples of everything that I've currently got in print and decide if it's going to be right for you. And fingers crossed, hopefully, if you're in the Rockville area, you'll be seeing me at Capclave. But I've put my application in. I just need them to tell me, yes, you've got a spot.
Oh, I should do that soon. Yep. Although Sako and I filled out the panelist sign up for panels this week, right? That was this week?
For
Imaginarium.
For Imaginarium.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, Capclave is in September. Imaginarium is next month. So
yeah, there are different stages in the planning process. Yeah. So anyway, I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I have blogged, vlogged, and podcasted writing tips from the pros, and of course my own writerly musings on my own website and on YouTube for like 10 years. My podcast is back up. So if you'd rather get the content in podcast form, it's on like a, I guess, 4-year delay now. But it's the same content because I have what I call aerial syndrome, where I want to be where the people are. So however you consume your media is where I'm going to be. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining us. Have a great rest of your week and eat snacks. Catch you later.